What can you buy at a tax sale foreclosure? And some other tips. Hi, this is Julia M. Spencer. I'm a real estate advisor, investor, and enthusiast, and I wanted to give you a little bit of tidbit of information here because we're actually really close. We're actually one day past a tax sale foreclosure sale, and I'm actually sitting in the car. I don't want to get out because I've already looked at this house from the outside a little bit, and yesterday and the day before, but I wanted to just show you a little bit and give you a little bit of background about this house. This house belongs to a person that recently has died, bless their heart, and those things unfortunately happen, and there's either a probate that's happening right now, or maybe there is some sort of situation where there's no children or other family that want the house because it might be in bad shape and bad repair. And this house was about to go for auction yesterday, and I was planning on buying this. However, the tax commissioner actually canceled that auction, which is the first time that ever happened in many years of tax sale investing. And so what we did is we actually went to the house right next to it. I'm going to just briefly show kind of a picture because obviously I want to preserve privacy here. But the lady next door, I knocked there. I asked her if anybody lived there, if she knew how to get a hold of the owner. You know, I always try to contact the owner first to see if they maybe want to sell the house to me, and if I pay their taxes, that way they have, you know, a little bit of return, so I'm not just taking the house from them. I would feel really bad if that was the case. So she said nobody lives there, it's been vacant, and she was suspecting that there was people actually squatting in there, and we saw evidence of that outside just because there's trash laying around and stuff. And in any case, this house is in really bad repair. However, from the outside it looks structurally sound. The roof looks good. That's the kind of things that I mostly look at. The neighborhood, the street is very quiet, but the biggest draw for me to purchase this property is because I already own one just a couple streets down from here, and I'm very interested in kind of getting my houses a little bit close together because that saves me in researching the neighborhood and understanding what the neighbors are like and where everybody is, and also, you know, kind of build a relationship with the neighborhood and maybe with the neighbors, and always, you know, try not to poke around and ask you know, just trespass or anything like that, because we don't want to do that. And that's why I'm sitting, actually that's why I'm sitting across the street here. I'm on a public street. I'm not on the property. And the reason I say that is actually I drove through to look at lots of properties yesterday. And one of the property, and since the tax sale was canceled, obviously these houses weren't sold, and the tax sale has been rescheduled for a different day. However, the tax commissioner did have 3 properties they were auctioning off for an in rem sale, and in rem basically means that the redemption period is much shorter. I made a video about this as well. It's in the bottom of this email. I'm sorry, at the bottom of this video is a link to that video that explains a little bit what in rem auctions are, and they're just much more favorable for the investor here in the state of Georgia, because you can get a good deed to the property much faster than you can with a tax sale foreclosure. And so they had 3 of those, and one of them, 2 of them I wasn't interested in. The third one I was kind of interested in, but when I drove by it yesterday, I looked at the house and it was basically a waste. You had to pay to get rid of it, and really the lot was what was worth a lot. And I made a video of that, actually, that encounter as well, because it was vacant. And one of the things that I recommend if you're a tax sale investor is try to talk to the neighbors, obviously, or try to find the owners before you look at a property. However, there is nothing wrong with you driving and sitting on a public street like I'm doing right now and making this video. And I actually had checked on this one time before, because people sometimes get very confrontational when you're driving out the neighborhoods and they don't know you and they've never seen you, and they're very upset that you're driving there. And I don't have a very fancy car, but I have a nice car, and this is sort of a depressed area, so I don't really belong. I should have really brought my other car. But some of the tips, some of the things that I've learned is if you're going to look at tax sale foreclosures, make yourself available to talk to the neighbors, find out about the property from the neighbors. Don't just start walking around on the property. Don't step on the actual property. You might get the police called on you, and I've had the police get called on me several times, and just, you know, for no other reason than just to stop the flow of process of me making these videos, because I'm not doing anything wrong sitting on a public street making a video of any property that can be viewed from a public street. But it's just something for you to think about and concern yourself, that you just make sure that you are aware of the fact that you're invading other people's spaces, I guess, for better lack of word, even though you're allowed to be there. And just be mindful of that. Just be mindful of your surroundings. Make sure you lock your door. A friend of mine recommended that I carry a gun. I do not carry a gun because I don't know how to use them, but I may do so in the future. That's really scary, actually, but I try not to go to the neighborhoods where a gun is actually required. And so so this property right here is going to be for sale for about, I believe it was something like around $1,700 of back taxes. The person, obviously, unfortunately deceased, is now not able to pay their taxes, and we'll just see what happens if this sale gets rescheduled and if we're going to be able to purchase this property at the next tax sale. But in the meantime, I'm just watching it. I drive by here all the time anyways because I have a property just down the street. And whenever I see a neighbor outside, I try to chat them up and see what they say, if they know anything, if they know where the owners may be, where the children or any kind of relatives may be. And, you know, I always try to make tax sale foreclosure not look like something like I'm taking the property away from somebody, but more me trying to make it a win-win for everybody, even the original owner. And obviously we're going to try to do it with this property, and there's more updates on this property. Hopefully, you know, I get to purchase it next month, and we're just going to keep driving and make more videos today. And for more tips like this, go to my website, juliamspencer.com. It's on the bottom of this video. It's actually at the bottom of all my videos. Subscribe to my newsletter there. Sign up for that newsletter because I send out coupons and special offers for my audiobooks on my website. And I love teaching people what I know, and some of the mistakes that I make, I teach you those too, because you can learn from mistakes as well. And this is one of the properties I'm looking forward to purchase soon, and hopefully I see you investing very successfully soon. So send me your questions. Have a great day investing.
For your free guide to real estate investing, visit juliamspencer.com.